like I said, I have barely done this before for myself, so okay. Let's see, so I got that starting up in the recording, got the music going. Who's ready for probably one of the most chaotic frickin' episodes ever?
Woohoo!
Mine, because you know what's really funny? Do you know what Obsidian is?
As in as in Obsidian Entertainment?
No, as in the
Just
program.
the Rock.
Okay,
Oh,
as
okay.
in Rock? Yeah.
I was thinking of
No,
the
the
Rock.
program.
No.
No, I don't know the program.
Basically, I'm planning my own thing whilst playing one.
Oh.
Oh, you're
I made a
multitasking.
I made a mistake of making all the NPCs male, and then I was like, wait, we have woman lickers.
Okay.
Quick, gender bend.
Well, with that said, welcome to this weird-ass episode of Fury the Outlands, where this time we only have 2 of our people instead of...
Woohoo!
Yep, this is most likely gonna be more of I'm not even gonna count this as a freaking episode. What? Last one was 15 or so?
This would be 15.5.
Yeah, no, this is like 15.5. As always, I'm your humble dungeon master, Dan, the theater freak and the TTRPG geek. And yeah, no, today we only have 2 of our players. Apparently Carlo is off in the Philippines. I don't know how that happened, but congratulations for escaping. Before we get into today's episode, as usual, the starting plugins. If you want to know what our life is like outside of this campaign, head over onto Spotify and check out the podcast Guys. A lot of it is nerdy. Some of it I don't recommend for children.
None of it is for children.
Especially when you're around. But no, it's fun.
Yeah.
You get to know us a little bit more. A lot of it's nerdy, a lot of it's Critical Role related because we're all most of us are fanboys. Also, Angel, though he's not here, also has an art channel at Tenchi Art on YouTube, Instagram. I think he also has Twitter. I'm still gonna call it Twitter. I don't care what the fuck everyone else says.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to hear some music about a lovely, adorable pug, head over to Spotify as Wyra does music. She plays a guitar. Check her out on Spotify. She sings about her pug. It's a hilarious song, honestly.
I'm glad you heard it. WAYRA_AYELEN. Instagram, Spotify. Yeah. Go check it out.
Yeah, all that fun stuff, because we're staying away from Twitter.
It is on Apple Music as well. Yeah, Twitter sucks. I'm on Threads, though. Go check me out on Threads. And TikTok.
Isn't Threads just basically...
Threads?
I want to say it's basically Facebook's discount Twitter.
Yeah,
Ew.
I guess. Except it's actually homey. People actually care about you. It's overrun by artists, which makes it perfect for me. And it's not toxic like Twitter. So that's actually very nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's the discount
At
Twitter.
least my experience on it, at least.
All right. So yeah, no, Carlo's in the Philippines. Don't know when he's coming back. Everyone is out because we had a lot of miscommunication. But with that, let's actually dive into whatever the hell this is going to be. So, last we left off, our party, they had been tasked not only by the coalition, but also by the Bandlord of the Night Heralds to gather information and hopefully eliminate the Scourge of the Outlands known originally as the Spelltech Raider. After getting some information and that on where its location might be, the party decided to head west closer to sort of the center area of the Outlands to a section known as Apex, which is a location of neutral ground that none of the other raider clans can really take control of, as it's also kind of used as a meeting point for all the bandlords in desperate needs. That part's not really important. While at Apex, they came across they decided to see if anyone within this area might actually have more information, and turns out that whatever this Spelltech Raider or Spelltech Striker is doing, it really, really hates raiders from the Lions of the Sands, as it has been basically, for the most part, wreaking havoc within Lion territory, destroying cruisers, taking out raiders, and slowly moving its way closer and closer west to the settlement of Ka Leona, which is the kind of headquarter settlement area for the Lions of the Sands. Everyone kind of got various different bits of information as everyone was trying to basically talk to various raiders who were all from various parts of faction. Some talked to a couple of members of the Sisters of the Flame that were within Apex. A couple of party members talked to some of the raiders from the actual Lions of the Sands, and so on and so forth. And towards the end of all that is where we are now. So, at this point, I'd say everyone has met up after kind of talking to all the various different raiders. You guys have all met back up at the cruiser. Arakion's just kind of broody as ever. If I remember correctly, Rogue and Zeracriel ended up splitting off on their own, but it also eventually came back. Arakion kind of looks to everyone, and everyone is like, so I guess you all pretty much heard. It sounds like everyone's kind of gotten a bit of a similar story or whatnot, yeah? I don't know, I can't do a Rakion like Angel.
I'm confused about the context of his question.
Yeah, no, because I
You
can't.
directing that at us?
Yeah, directing it at like everyone in the group at this point, as you're all met up, yeah.
Oh, so he's probably asking about like us trying to find information.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Not much, I suppose. I tell him my bit of information.
I
And what
believe I
Carlo
found
managed to
something
ask.
out. Well, I think Bigby did. I didn't really do anything, just me and the horse intimidated someone, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's never new. Zorakwa kind of looks at everyone and is like, seems like for the most part, uh, whatever this thing is heading deeper and deeper into lion territory, which could be either dangerous or beneficial to us. I can contact Onyx and let him know where we're at this point, see if he might know anything a little bit more, or see if any of the coalition members that are connected to the Lions might be able to assist us as we get closer to their territory.
Might be a good idea. We don't know that much.
Raytheon just kind of nods and is like, well, until then, I think it's best if we just set up camp for the night here.
That's a good idea. I am exhausted. What a long day. I don't feel very comfortable here either. It's an odd place, that's for sure.
It's neutral ground, so we won't have to worry about any surprise attacks from Lions, Night Heralds, or Liza, if anyone wants to kill, or any other person that wants to kill us.
That's definitely refreshing. One piece of good news.
I got together my
Um, a little bit of time goes by. You guys set up camp in the outskirts of Apex. You start to settle down for the night. Arakion obviously being the first one to take watch for the night. Then as time kind of goes by for the both of you, you both kind of feel a sudden chill of sorts as you're sleeping. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily cold out here. It's close to a freaking desert, which makes it a little more curious, and it's. Sorry, I'm also changing music at this point. It's kind of eventually starts to rest you out of your slumber for the both of you, as at this point you do see that it is night still, but one thing that you can see for certain is that for the both of you, it seems like your visions kind of shifted in color. Cristalina, you've been through something similar like this before, but this time it's different. Instead of the same colorations that you've seen before in this situation, this one's almost darker, more along lines of various shades of black and gray.
Discoloration of what? I missed that part.
Discoloration of your surroundings.
Oh.
Your surroundings, some of the people that are sort of sleeping as well. The only things at this point that you see that don't have any of this black and gray discoloration are you and Icarus.
Is Icarus awake?
Lou, would you say that after kind of feeling that sort of chill that you would wake up at this point? Or would you just kind of shrug it off and still be asleep?
A paranoid, basically war veteran, totally, yeah, definitely would go, but no, fucking, he's awake.
Yeah. No, so Cristalina, you see that Icarus is awake, a little bit on edge, but is awake nonetheless. And um, like I said, for the both of you, as you're looking at each other, you can
Yeah, I
everything.
definitely look at him with a worried look on my face. I'm like, what the hell? My eyes seem to ask the question, like, do you know what's happening here?
No.
Uh-oh.
As
That's it.
this Yeah, no, as you kind of are looking at each other and as you're also communicating vocally, you kind of hear your voices kind of echoes as well as you two are talking to each other. Um, Eventually you all hear the sounds of. Okay, now the music is coming. It's just so quiet. Okay. As you kind of finally ask that question of, like, do you know what's going on here and whatnot, you hear what appears to be the sounds of wings flapping. Eventually, not far off in your field of vision, you see what looks to be someone making their way towards you. I want the both of you to give me a perception check.
Right?
Okay. Wyra, you got yours too, or?
I think so. 14.
Yeah, so that's just my internet. So yeah, no. Cristalina, it for you it looks like this figure is a raider of some kind, sort of matching armor of the Night Heralds in some sort of leather garb, sort of semi-paler skin. Icarus, you also see this, but you're noticing that some parts of it are sort of shimmering in some sort. Whoever this is, this isn't their actual true face or their true appearance and whatnot. But unlike Liza, where you have no idea if uh, what it is, you can tell that they're concealing their appearance based on magical purposes, unlike whatever the fuck Liza does. You see at this point, the figure walks towards you. It's of a it's of a more feminine person, but there's still some form of androgynous, which still have some uh masculine presenting features and whatnot, but their hair is long, um partly shaved on one side, but the hair itself is long and black with a few streaks of white. Uh, the eyes themselves have some form of a glowish tint, but you can't tell if that's from some reflection or from something natural. But they make their way over to the both of you and go, well, I can tell you one reason why both of you are here, and it's because it seems like out of most of your little group, you two are the ones that, for some bizarre reason, are the most interestingly lost.
Cristalina just kind of stares at this person. Lost? What do you mean lost?
You see, they kind of turned, kind of kneel down, almost sitting towards the rock side, and looks to you, Icarus, and is like, so the rumors are true. There have been some talk that you're still alive and somehow kicking within the material plane, and, well, I just kinda had to see it for myself.
Icarus just kind of like grabs his scythe and stands up and is like, do I stab? Do I not stab? I think I should stab.
Do you know this person, Icarus?
No, if I did, I would have stabbed already.
If you did, you would have stabbed already?
Hmm.
That's a friendly hello.
Oh.
Most people who conceal their identities that I know would need a stabbing.
Okay.
You
You've
see,
got some interesting friends.
you see the
I
figure
don't
kind
have
of,
friends.
you see the figure kind of looks curious for a second, then looks back at, looks like down at themselves, and it's like, oh, yes, I do apologize about that. Snaps their finger, and in a swirl of shadows, the visage of a raider is gone, and what you see is a figure standing, figure with pale, almost grayish skin.
Oh my god, is it with us? Oh, and Daddy.
Not it's not withers, it's not that kind of gray, but it is definitely gaunt. Um upon their head sits almost a circlet of silver, their eyes glowing a shade of purple. Their armor, once looking to be of a sort of raider's leather, is now clad in black metal. And from their back, sort of sitting a sort of once sort of sitting around their shoulders, but now spreading wide, a pair of black wings.
Whoa. Can I ask who and what you are exactly?
Well, as to what I am, the simplest explanation is that I am an angel of Shadowfell, otherwise known as a Nephilim, a servant of the goddess of darkness.
And what exactly have you come to do here? Why are you here, standing in front of us?
Well, as I said, out of the entirety of your group, well, all of them have various degrees of intrigue for me. As I said before, the two of you are most interestingly lost, which is
Can
not
I? Can
surprising.
I? Can I? Who? Can I? Can I do a little sniff and see who he is? Who they is?
Yeah, roll me a history check.
Come on, Icarus, open your fucking eyeballs. Never mind. He can't. He doesn't understand.
Yeah, you obviously know this. Like, you know this is one of the Nephilim for sure, but you're not entirely sure which one, because a good chunk of them know you. You don't really know a lot of them.
I just told you guys where to punch people. I don't fucking know your names. I just know I hate you all.
The Nephilim kind of smiles and is like, well, and as for who I am, well, Icarus and I have never met personally, but I've known him by reputation, but that doesn't matter 100%. But my name is Asphodel, the Angel of the Lost.
Angel of the Lost. You said we're interestingly lost. What exactly does that mean?
Well, his case is definitely interesting by far, though before I answer that, I will say, how much of your little friend here do you necessarily know?
Pretty much nothing. I
Hmm.
don't know that much about this guy. And again, he doesn't know much about me either. He obviously doesn't trust me.
Oh. Keeping to yourselves. That definitely
Well,
plays into being interesting.
I'm not exactly hiding things about myself. It's just kind of hard to do when everyone here is used to a war-torn world and surviving by keeping to yourself.
Well, I'm not necessarily one for spoiling a developing moment, but in your case, I will say that you yourself are definitely a bit of a conundrum for various aspects of our little pantheon.
How much do you know about me?
Well, for one, we know that you fell out of the sky, much like what some angels do when they become Azamar, but we know you're not of the Nephilim, we know you're not of the Templars, and the Seraphim don't necessarily talk to us. So either they're hiding you as a secret weapon, or you're not of them either.
I kind of chuckle to myself. Okay, so not much then.
Yeah. Yes, but what we do know is that you are not familiar with your surroundings out here in the material plane in the area that the mortals call the Outlands. We know that you are uncertain of your capabilities, of your strengths, and we know that you somehow have ties with someone who apparently was accused of being one of the Blue Claws of Tiamat, which I can assure you right now is irrelevant at this point.
I keep to myself and choose not to answer any of that.
Your own innocence to the material plane, or it is the own reason for what I said as your own aspect of being lost. You know not the rules of these lands, you know not the rules of the gods of these lands. That's not necessarily anything wrong, but it can sometimes lead you astray.
They're out.
Now, your friend here turns to you, Icarus, is something entirely different in the ways of being lost.
My question is, why are you here?
Well, ever since your little interaction with various devout members of the group in these lands known as the Night Heralds, Lady the Night has caught wind of you somehow still sticking around.
And poor Diddums, she can get over it. He didn't kill me good enough.
Oh, come now. In her defense, she thought you would have perished long before this current time period, but
In her defense, fuck her.
you see Asphodel just kind of twitch a little bit as you say that.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
And this is why you are in the predicament you are now.
No, I'm in the predicament I am now because y'all all fucking are stupid and this is ridiculous. And I'm the only one that was like, hey, maybe we shouldn't kill the kids.
Call it what you will, but I will say that Our Lady is slightly annoyed by your possible alliance with the First Reaper, but at this point there's nothing that she can do about it in this case.
There's nothing she can do about anything.
She is
Because if you
one.
haven't noticed, she doesn't fight her own battles. She sits there and she's like, ooh, let's send the children to go make mass murder. No.
Selena's listening intently, unsure of whatever is being talked about.
You see Asphodel kind of notice this, kind of turns to you and is like, well, seeing as you are quite vocal about it, dear cousin, perhaps maybe it
Mm,
is time to cue in our little friend here.
go for it.
You see, my dear, your companion here used to be one of us.
What, an angel?
Oh, yes, and actually, he was quite more than that. He was a prince of angels, and quite possibly one of the strongest of us.
I stare at Icarus.
I
Well,
got a nugget now.
the name is fitting, I suppose.
Hmm. Yes. Our friend here was quite the sword for the goddess Bryneth, deity of the shadows and queen of darkness, all those other grandiose titles. And in the war, he was also one of the leading generals against the Seraphim and the Light. Until one day he decided to put his sword aside for the sake of pacifism.
Is that what you guys have been told?
Well,
I look at Icarus. What's your story?
Well,
I'd rather hear it from you.
I don't fucking mind fighting people. It's the fact that I found out who we were actually fighting.
And who was
And
that?
who. It's a kid. Uh, it's different with our ages because we age differently, but it would essentially be like fighting a 16-year-old for you. I'm assuming.
Wow.
I have no idea who you are or what you are, so I'm assuming that's going off basic human shit. But yeah, that it's a child. So I thought, maybe let's go talk. Be like, hey, maybe we should make a like thing where we don't kill the children. But oh no, how dare I have a mind of my own?
Sounds like you did the right thing by leaving.
That's why I don't care what you'll think. Get fucked.
I look back at the person.
they're just kind of watching Icarus say this. Not necessarily showing any sway of motion, but they stand there and it's like, call it what you will, but in the eyes of gods, any form of creation is a child. For they live shorter lives.
Well,
Bryneth,
doesn't that say something on their morals?
war happens everywhere, cousin. Even if it isn't the will of Bryneth, of Sorinth, or of any of the gods. All forms of life will eventually clash and cause bloodshed.
Or we could just talk like normal humans, normal beings. Because that's what it all comes down to. Eventually, the two sides talk, and it resolves. So why don't we just skip all the killing leave the children alone and talk. Do you even know what you're fighting for? Like, what is the war about?
It has been the war that has started even before the existence of mortals. Even before our very own existence.
Uh-huh. But why? Why are we killing them? Why are we fighting them? What are we doing? What's the reason? Other than because we were told to.
Well, now I can see why she decided to cast you out.
Uh-huh.
He who asks questions and has a mind of their own is not easily controlled.
Nope.
People in power have never liked those of us that have a mind of our own. Those of us who ask questions inspire hope and peace and change
It's really funny
and
because
intelligence.
she made me, so
Well, you have a mind of your own.
Mhm.
You're not her slave. You're her creation.
Oh no, not creation. Like
Son?
child. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Sadly.
same difference.
Hmm. How poetic, young lady.
I know, she's weird. She doesn't speak normally.
Yes.
Don't worry, the people of my own land think the same thing you do. I'm an odd one no matter where you put me.
You see at this
And
point,
we have a baby, so it's fine.
Asphodel actually raises an eyebrow. So,
Not in a.
you're not even of this plane to begin with. Curious.
I wonder if I should have. I wonder if I should have said that out loud or not. Like Cristalina actually
Probably
knew.
not.
Then
Probably
again,
shouldn't
like,
have
what can he
said
do
that.
about that?
A
Well,
lot.
it does explain your innocence to the way things work around here. Which explains why you are definitely more interesting than most. Tell me, what is your name, child?
Well, you can call me Cristalina Star.
Then tell me, Miss Star. For one so naive to how to the surroundings you're in, what journey do you truly see set before you?
To be honest, I don't know. There's a lot I don't know when I go on these quests. These journeys. The answer usually reveals itself to me at some point. For now, I'm sticking with my comrades and doing the best I can to be of use. There's obviously a lot going wrong and very sad on this land. I don't know how much I can do about that, or how long I'll even be here. But
Noble,
for now, all I can do is stick with the people that I'm with and do the best I can to help them out.
a noble cause for one so young, even for a mortal.
It's called having a heart. I'm already here.
Yeah, they wouldn't know
Might as
anything
well do
about that.
something. Might as well do something about it.
Very well. You see Asphodel start to get up from where they were sitting on the rock, turn away, go to Icarus, go. If you do truly wish to continue on this path, cousin, you have my sympathies, for one.
Great, that your sympathies do so much for me. If only your sympathies could give me back my fucking wings.
If you truly wish to be what you once were, but you wish to go down your own path, then perhaps it's time to find fate and see what they have to say for you.
God, I did not miss the cryptic shit.
You always were a blunt one, even as an angel.
Well, yeah.
That being said, your mother does say hello, for as little as that
Well,
might
I
mean
say
to
fuck
you.
you.
Eye twitches again. We will meet again one day, Icarus, whether as allies or enemies.
Hey, Tata, bye. You can leave now. Get out of here, or I will stab you.
You know what? Roll me an intimidation check.
I think it was outside of character. I think it was in a Percy Jackson book or maybe the TV series, something like that. I heard a quote somewhere that when big people in power, I guess in the Percy Jackson series, the gods, fear something little because of how powerful they are, they squish it. Kind of like when you see a spider and you step on the spider. So that's like that's an interesting game to play.
You
If
see,
only you knew.
you see that for the first time in a while, Icarus, you look into Asphodel's eyes, another angel, which you haven't seen one for ages. And the first time in a while, you actually see a little bit of fear in their eyes.
Hehe.
They still try to keep their composure, but continue to walk off and go. And in that last moment, you hear, "Stay in Apex for a while. Maybe then things will be less cryptic for you." And they vanish from shadow.
That's just more cryptic.
Eventually, the surroundings themselves, as Asphodel leaves, start to swirl a little bit around you, and eventually return to their normal coloration, and you're once again back at the camp, and everything seems to be normal in this moment.
Well, I feel like I know you better. Is that supposed to be a secret?
Meh.
Okay, just thought I'd ask. Had no idea.
I just don't tend to tell people outright.
All right.
Just
Well,
kind of not that
nice to
far,
officially meet you.
not that far from where Icarus is. You hear just the sound of steam exhausting, and you both turn and you just see Nugget just sitting there.
I know.
Just kind of stares at you.
He's just chilling.
Making 2 yarn balls with each end so that I can make this yarn ball out of this yarn ball because it's all tangled. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm not showing it on my screen right now, but Wyra is knitting a hat at this point.
Well, right now I'm just trying to make a ball out of the tangled yarn so that I can keep going, but yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, do you guys head back to sleep at this point, or are you guys just gonna fuck off and do something else?
I'm gonna probably look to Icarus to see what Icarus does.
Yeah, he's gonna go to Nugget and then kind of just like sleep near Nugget.
It's so cute
Yeah,
and
Icarus,
terrifying.
Icarus, you just walk over, um, kind of rub side of Nugget's neck, uh, metallic, cold, but for some reason you just like doing it anyway. And then eventually he's just sort of nuzzle up next to him and begin to fall asleep.
Alright, yeah, Cristalina's gonna go back to bed. That was not a very fun interruption. But it was definitely an interesting one.
So, after that, the both of you get a long rest. The morning comes and you see that Arakion and the others are starting to pack up the rest of their things. And as they do, you see a group start to make their way over close to where you guys are at. You guys eventually, as the group kind of gets closer, you see that it is Onyx and a few others from the coalition. Icarus, as you wake up, you realize that Nugget is gone.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, no, you
okay, some
realize
heads are gonna roll.
you see that Nugget is gone, but you see that there are tracks that he left leading to somewhere a little further in from where a little further into Apex.
Okay, yeah, no, following the tracks. Let's go.
Cristalina, are you gonna kind of follow right after Icarus?
Yeah. His precious metal mechanic horse was taken. This is reminiscent of, like, Appa being stolen by the sandbenders.
I
No way
will.
am I leaving him alone.
Yeah, no. So I will clarify actually that the tracks that you do see are Nuggets tracks. You do
Oh,
not see.
okay.
Yeah, you do not see any tracks of uh humanoids. You just see the straight up horse tracks.
Okay.
So no, it is not an Appa situation.
Thank God.
I am
That
not
would have been
that
terrifying.
I am not that cruel.
That would have been terrifying.
Still, someone's gonna die.
Eventually you follow the tracks further into Apex, past the settlements. You know what, Icarus, I want you to give me a survival check.
What is this horse doing? Natural 20. I know
God
my horse.
damn.
Woohoo!
Yeah, no, even the dice don't. Yeah, even the dice are like, okay, yeah, fuck this. You're just gonna follow the damn horse. So yeah, you're able to keep track of where this is going easily. You kind of make your way through Apex, eventually making your way to the most center area for some reason. Which you've heard Arakion kind of talking a little bit before, and maybe some of the others. Apex, as the very least you know, Icarus, is a location that is mainly used in a worst case scenario as a meeting ground for all of the bandlords to discuss certain things. You get to the sort of center area, and you walk. You make your way through this sort of not. It's kind of a bit smaller than a coliseum, but it looks kind of like one, or at the very least, kind of like one of those like ancient Greek, uh, old open theater areas where it is kind of like for the most part, circular in shape. You make your way through the sort of ruined buildings in this area towards the center of this vast open room where you see uh, stone benches, podiums, that sort of thing. And in the center of this, for some stupid reason, you see Nugget.
Nugget the fuck.
Uh-oh.
You see, Nugget just kind of stares at you. Then eventually it just kind of turns their head over to where you see uh looks to be some form of a priest. Uh sort of kneeling at not necessarily an altar, but is sort of kneeling over something. At this distance, you aren't entirely sure 100%. But eventually you do hear a voice from it say, "For the record, the horse came of its own accord."
Nugget the fuck.
The figure turns towards you guys, kind of stepping a little bit closer. You see it is of someone, humanoid for sure, but with almost a darkened, almost like sandstone red coloration. Not like you've seen red people before. I mean, for crying out loud, you're with fucking fire genasi. Uh, this person is almost that same color orange, but it's almost green. Like I said, more sandstone and almost what looks to be almost in texture across their skin. You see the you see this section behind them that they were sort of kneeling over. Looks to be some sort of pool of possibly water or some liquid, and a small table set a little bit below it, to the side of it. And this person goes, Does your horse travel on its own often?
No.
Hmm. Well, hasn't been much trouble, but showed up maybe an hour ago as I was taking a look into seeing what omens bestow upon the settlement today. Excuse me, this might seem a little unorthodox, but you... May I have a closer look at you? I know that sounds weird. Trust me, it's not the first time someone has said that. I know you haven't said that, but... Or maybe you did.
You're weird as fuck. But
That's when it happens. Forgive
I
me.
but I guess because I need to come closer to get my horse, because I'm not leaving without my horse, and I don't know why the fuck my horse is here.
You both, you make your way over to Nugget and this figure. He kind of takes a look at you, eyes sort of flashing in arcane light. Is like, oh, you're an interesting one.
What is with people today? Why?
Oh,
He just like looks at Cristalina like, the fuck is happening? Why? Why do all these people keep saying way interesting?
I'm sorry. It's just that, forgive me. I'm a practitioner of the more divinational arts of sorts. Some people call me an oracle, some people call me a crackpot. It's just there's something about your aura that is unusual.
Really?
Uh, I also take it by your scythe you are a follower of the first Reaper, perhaps?
Yeah, let's just say that.
Well, uh, this might that would make sense. Although I'll admit I don't usually see followers with a scythe that ominous in power.
Mm-hmm.
He must really look on you in favor.
You could say that.
Uh, Excuse me, I know this is all very weird, and yes, I am weird. Not a lot of people appreciate divination as an art form these days. Most people treat us like charlatans, but if you don't mind, may I do a thing, but to be more specific, would you mind if I took a glance into see what your fates might or your future might entail?
Let's go see the fates, right? Okay, got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, you can tell this guy is not used to talking to people and is not sure if you're entirely serious in your sarcasm, but
It wasn't sarcasm. He was just
Oh,
remembering.
shit.
Yep.
He was told to go look at the fates, so he's like, right, this is what you meant.
So
Fucking
you
cryptic
see,
people.
you watch as this figure kind of come a little bit closer to you. Take their hands, uh, sort of a la Vulcan mind meld, puts their hands on your face.
Mm.
Fun.
Which which is definitely a little weird for you, because for one, this guy's hands are a little bit rough, like sandpaper. For one, two, this is just weird to begin with, and only happened because your horse is a fucking he likes to
A
wander off
fucking
for some
idiot,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, you both watch as this figure closes his eyes for a bit, and then you see what looks to be a
I'm
silhouette.
sorry, I have to go for like 5 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, Lou!
What? It's not my fault!
Oh my gosh.
Of course, right as I'm getting to this.
Was this planned or is this all improvised?
Oh, this is all improvised. Do you think I actually planned this?
I don't know, man. I don't know what being a DM is like.
A lot of improv.
Okay. That makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah, no, being a
No,
DM.
no wonder you're so good at it.
Yeah,
Theater freak is the D&D nerd. That makes perfect sense.
yeah, no, it does.
Theater nerd. Wait, there's a term for this. I forget. Anyway,
It's called a thespian.
thespian. What is that?
It's basically someone in the performing arts.
Oh, I've heard that term, but for some reason I thought it was a mean term, like something you don't want to call someone.
Yeah, no, a lot of people kind of think that, but that's actually not the case.
Okay, good to know.
All right, has it been 5 minutes yet?
Oh my god.
Well, no, I want him to be here for this, for one.
Yeah, of course. Just as we're getting to the juicy part.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when I have to be the one to deal with chaos between the most level-headed and the most chaotic people in the freaking group.
How would you
Say that again? Oh shit, did you draw? Oh, read. Oh no, that actually might be me. Oh, suck a duck. It is me. Hi, and there we go.
No, we paused. We're not talking about the
That confused me
orgy
for a
you
sec
made
because
in
I was like,
Yeah, no, we paused,
Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
my service decided to drop a little bit. So I'm probably going to be cutting this part
Oh,
out. I'm probably going to be cutting this part out.
oh.
fair enough.
All right, so Icarus,
Yes.
this weird sandstone guy has his hands on your face.
Yep, he sure does.
He closes his eyes for a moment, and then you watch as as he opens them, they start to glow with a little bit of a sort of yellowish golden light. And as they do, you also see that in the center of his forehead, a design of a third eye starts to illuminate. This is just a lot of bright lights in your eyes at this fucking early ass morning, but
I'm just kind of staring, intrigued, and in
Yeah.
wonder.
No, so as this happens, you hear you see him like so muttering something under his breath, and you're only catching like bits of words at first, and then you hear him say, "I see a tower of pitch black. Somewhere within shadows. I see confrontation not only with family, but with someone that you have aligned with before, but are not quite here. Dark secret is hidden. There is crossroad. One that leads to mercy, the other to vengeance. But both eventually lead to the same goal. And after he said that, he steps away, takes your hands off his face, the lights, the illumination stops, and he is kind of gasping for breath a little bit. It's just like, okay, that was fucking terrifying.
No.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just different. Not quite sure what to make out of all that. Um, did uh, did anything I say make any sense to either of you?
A little.
All right, that's usually never a good sign. Okay. Uh, how about you, miss? Would you like to see what fate has in store for you, or are you good for the moment?
Rowan, stick your head in his hands.
I suppose it's only fair. I step up.
All right. Rubs his hands rubs his hands
So
together.
weird.
Rubs his hands together. Puts his hands on your face. Once
Fun.
again. Once again, You see eyes begin to illuminate. The design of an eye also appears in the center of his head. Uh, you see him muttering something under your breath. And then he says, I see the infinite, the I see so much. There's so many tied to who you are. I see a warrior emblazoned in fire. I see children of the same face, yet of different power. I see a temple within roiling magma. I see a choice that you might have sway over, but not of yourself, of someone else. So many worlds. He eventually steps back, uh, again, slightly winded, looks to you with even kind of more shock and is like, who are you?
I'm Cristalina Star. I'm what you would call, I kind of contemplate. I'm what you would call a dream traveler. That means I can go anywhere I want as long as I'm dreaming. As long as I am sleeping. It's, I suppose, sort of a mix between my own imagination and everything else. I guess you could say maybe this is all in my head. But
Icarus is in the corner having an existential crisis.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not real.
You are...
Kind of.
Yeah, you see this guy is slightly awestruck. Looks to you and goes, so many fates tied to one person. It's overpowering. I'm not entirely sure what fate might have in store for you, but whatever it is, it's definitely going to change something.
In my head, I'm just like, well, if only I had enough power to be of more use. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. The guy was like, oh my god, what a powerful person. I'm like, well, I can go anywhere. Not sure how I can use that to help people, and I don't really have control over that.
Yeah. After kind of getting a second to kind of compose himself, he's like, I appreciate you allowing me to do this. And as a token of my gratitude, I think you might, uh, perhaps might you like enjoy this. You see, he pulls out a, uh, what looks to be almost a small leather pouch, uh, and says, it's, I'm not entirely sure how to use it 100%, and honestly, I've been worried about using something like this myself, but if you guys are, well, as tied to fate as it is, then maybe you can use this to hold fate into your favor, or something along those lines.
Is that bag for me or for both of us?
For either of you, I only have one, but between the two of you, I think it is something that could be useful.
I take it and kind of show it to Icarus.
Do
What
you,
exactly is it,
it's,
aside from a bag?
the bag itself is just to hold it. It's something that I've heard others use for a bunch of randomly miraculous things. I mean, I've heard some of it's been good, some of it's been bad, but it's consi- it's considered a, for people like me at least, it's considered the ultimate test against fate.
That's not cryptic at all, I say in my mind. Well, thank you. I suppose we'll take very good care of it. Or, I guess, from what you're saying, hopefully it takes good care of us.
Well, yeah. I wish you both the best of luck in what is to come, and hopefully some of what I have said here has helped. If not, I apologize, but I guess you'll never know until it actually happens.
I will say it brought clarity. Thank you.
Nods and heads back over to the rest of his things that he had and begins to clean up and make his way out of the area. And at this point, Icarus, you already see Nugget starting to walk off,
Thank
back where
God.
he came.
Nugget, what the fuck? Nugget, explain. Explain.
Nugget just looks at you.
I just kind of stare at both of them, amused.
Yeah, it just kind of stares at you. Um, turns around and sways its tail towards you. I'm gonna roll
I will
something.
be back.
I'm gonna
I'll
roll
be back
something
in
here.
like 10 minutes. Ow, my butt. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah. So, Icarus, you see that Nugget, that as Nugget kind of like turns and like sways his tail in front of your face. Looks like Nugget's trying to hit you with the tail. You just kind of move back and it just goes past you.
Why?
So, yeah, you now have a pouch of something.
Aliens pouch.
You want to open it up?
Yes.
So, you open it up, and within the pouch, you see what looks to be a small stack of cards.
Yay, cards. No cards. No. He
Maybe.
immediately puts them back away. He said no. No. Is
Yeah,
it what
no,
I think it is?
yeah, probably.
Oh.
The guy did say that.
It's
Yeah, the guy did say they are the ultimate test of fate.
imagine if I drew one without telling anyone I did.
Oh my god. So, are you gonna hold on to the pouch then instead of Cristalina?
Yes, he's putting it deep within the clutches of his bag.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
No,
I
you don't want it. It's not good. No.
you cannot, Daniel, it's out of character. This is unfair. You paused for him. You needed to pause for me. Explain what's happening because the internet cut out and I have no idea what's happening.
That's fair. That's
Or
fair.
what the object is.
It's
So
the card.
Icarus opened up the pouch, and in that pouch contains a small stack of cards.
Okay, and it's like Icarus's thing to have cards?
No, you don't know what cards means.
No, also this is kind of a bit of a callback to the last campaign.
Okay.
They're being put far, far away.
Okay, well, Cristalina makes no protest.
Alright.
You can see the horror in Icarus's eyes.
Yeah, I'm
He's
going
like,
to add. Yeah, I'm gonna add something to your inventory now.
let's see if I was right.
You probably were.
I love my sussy big piece of paper. Yeah, there it is. God fucking damn it.
Yep, you got a deck of many things. This is gonna be fun.
What
Alright.
exactly is a deck of many things? Just a deck of everything mixed? Kind of like the magic every
How many
beans or whatever
levels
from
would
Harry Potter?
50,000 XP be?
What?
50,000 XP, how many levels would you go up from that?
Oh, you're actually reading the stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd actually have to look that up.
You go to level 5. No?
Hmm.
I just put it in and looked. I think it's like level 7, level 6. I think it goes to level 7.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's basically a deck that if you pull a card, a certain random effect may or may not happen.
Some of them are extremely
that's
bad.
fun.
Some of them are extremely good.
Yeah, some of it is
Oh, that's fun.
like some of it's extremely good, like example getting 50,000 XP and a wondrous item that I get to determine randomly. Or like being able to cast
Wow.
wish a certain amount of times. But some of it can also be very bad. Like having your soul
Your
like
soul is drawn
yeah,
from your body and contained in an object.
soul thrown from your body and sent
Oh
to
god.
a undisclosed location.
Oh, kind of
Reducing
like like
reducing
you.
yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, that happened. Um
yeah.
having
What
your
happened?
intelligence modifier reduced or having some random NPC immediately become your new enemy.
Oh god. Okay.
You know what's funny?
Fun.
Imagine if I got the Summoner Avatar of Death and his brother just shows up and it's like,
God. Well, that being said, Icarus, as you, Cristalina, and Nugget are making your way back to the group, you just gonna shove that thing as far into your pack as you want, or are you gonna actually pull a card and see what happens?
no, it's going away for life. No one's knowing I have this.
Until they
He
see the
just looks at
chat.
Cristalina and says, "We tell no one. We have this.
Yeah.
No one."
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
say
fully understand what that is, but seeing Icarus's
okay.
reaction, I follow along.
Yeah, so Icarus, as you like open it to like look at it, are you like doing it visibly or are you like kind of being sneaky about it?
But when he looked at it, it was just like, "Oh yeah, cards." As soon as he saw the cards, he tied that thing shut tight and shoved
Yeah.
it in his bag.
So do you think Cristalina might have actually gotten a glimpse of there being actual cards in there?
Probably.
So yeah, Cristalina, I want you to give me a history check real quick here.
Okie dokie. Um.
The
Oh.
history was too hard.
Sorry, say that again?
Hello.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Yeah, what was the number
Oh, you
again?
guys hear me? Oh,
Yeah, no,
can you hear me?
I can now. Okay. She dropped?
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you now.
Okay, I could hear you guys the whole time, which was really weird because it was one-sided. All right,
Okay,
yeah, it was
okay.
which is considering she knows nothing about that world.
Yeah. No, yeah. You just basically see a deck of cards and you see Icarus just going paler than he already is.
Which is a lot. That says a lot.
Icarus, what exactly are those, and why are you so scared of them?
They're a wonderful thing, but also a horrible thing. Depends on what card you get. You could die, you could live, you could double die.
That definitely sounds scary.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. They're in your hands.
Yep.
All
Don't tell
yours.
anyone we
I don't
have
want
them,
any
okay?
part.
Yep, yeah,
Will
let's
do.
have the deck of many things just be in the hands of one of the most chaotic characters in this fucking party. But you know what? That's also my fault.
Yeah, but I'm also probably the only person who won't use them.
Yeah, that might be true. All right.
Because you know Angel's gonna touch those things and pull so many.
Oh my gosh.
No, honestly, yeah, honestly, it might be Yuri more than Arakion in that case. So,
Next episode, Carlo makes a new character.
Oh my god.
so, you guys make your way back over to the rest of the group. You see Arakion is like one of the first to notice you guys. showing up and is like, "Where the heck have you guys been?"
Finding my
his
horse.
yeah, that.
All right, I'm just going to ignore that. We're heading out. You ready to go?
I don't know, Nugget. Do you want to go walking some more?
Nugget just kind of looks at you. Just kind of like is gnawing on. You can't tell if it's sand, grass, or something that he just randomly picked up, but he's chewing on
A
something.
small animal.
Yeah. But yeah, Nugget isn't walking off at this point anymore.
Good, good. We can go.
Alright, so you get on top of Nugget, Cristalina. You can either get in the cruiser or you can also get on top of Nugget. Your choice.
I don't think that would go well.
You
Who
what?
knows? Nugget might not like that. Nugget? I don't know about Nugget.
I'm not going to automatically assume that I am allowed to be on the horse
Alright,
because it's not my horse.
so you're just gonna stick
Oh,
with
it's
cruiser
not.
then?
It's not. Nugget's his own thing.
Oh,
so yeah.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, no. So yeah, you guys get in whatever vehicle and or get on whatever animal and make your way out of Apex to continue west. And honestly, that's where we're going to leave today's episode because I've got nothing else.
All right.
This was a little bit shorter than our usual sessions, but that's because I was heavily ill planned for an impromptu with these particular characters, but you know what? I made it work. So thank you all. Thank you two for playing this little mini sesh.
Woo!
Thank you everyone on YouTube for watching. Also, don't tell Angel and Carlo I gave Lou the deck of many things.
Unless they listen to the session.
Unless they listen to the session.
Which they most likely will.
They most likely will. Feel free to watch the rest of our stuff that we have on our YouTube. Hopefully, most of us should be back next week on the 21st. But summer's weird, so we'll see what happens. So until then, we will see you guys next time.
Woohoo! Thank you. Bye-bye.
And
Bye bye.